All right. And then we're going to go live on the Facebook. The Facebook automatically deleted. And let me just do this while I'm working
Welcome to TNM Coaching Academy. As coaches, we hold in our collective hands the power to evolve and create a different world. A world of expanded consciousness where we recognize that we are all interconnected as one. When we coach, we see people not as small human beings with problems to solve. We relate to them as mega human beings with contributions to make. Our approach is the evolutionary approach, which assumes the total and complete integration of mind, heart, spirit, and soul into a new and expanded wholeness of self. This takes us beyond self to discover the true power of coaching, living, working, and playing to become the best that we can be. The evolutionary approach is built on the premise that we co-create our own reality. All of life's experiences are for learning and growth. Every single human being is unique in their essence. Every person is a potential genius. Every coach is doing the work for themselves and for humanity. Through our coach training and coaching community, you will learn to coach our lively, vibrant minds, stir the hearts of others, fully capture our spirits and express them out into the world, stir the soul and facilitate connection, and discover how remarkable we human beings truly are. We can live our pure potential, inspired mission, and profound vision, and we can coach others to do the same. We offer 3 core coach training programs. This program features beginner and intermediate modules covering the core coaching competencies at the ICF's Associate Certified Coach levels. This program is designed to give you confidence and competence in core coaching skills, as well as the level of personal development that is necessary for sustainable success in coaching. This program features advanced modules for further development at the ICF's Professional Certified Coach level. It is designed to strengthen core coaching skills and introduce advanced coaching skills for further development and advancement. This training and mentoring experience is designed to increase your confidence in ICF competencies and to add new advanced coaching competencies. This program features master coaching modules for further development at the ICF's Master Certified Coach level. It is open to devoted professionals who are committed to their personal growth and to becoming a masterful coach. It introduces new skills and competencies that meet the requirements of the ICF's Master Certified Coach accreditation. Building on the knowledge gained from any foundational and advanced coach training programs, the aim is to deepen and strengthen your coaching experience and take it to the next level of mastery. All our evolutionary coaching programs become part of your coach-specific education or continuous coach training education. They will earn you credits that you can put towards ICF certification or re-credentialing. Through an advanced curriculum that is designed to transform humanity and that is delivered in digital, virtual, or face-to-face training, you will nurture and accelerate your own personal growth to become an integral part of a community of world-class coaches' evolving world. We invite you to join this magnificent community committed to breaking the boundaries of learning and sharing with one another our unique gifts and abilities that enable us to co-create a whole new world.
And welcome to this conversation with a very good friend of mine, Lisa Wynn, around coaching and around how can we evolve now today to co-create this better world that we're all wanting and yearning for, in unfolding and creating and understanding our potential. So today we're going to look into that. Now is the time to evolve, Lisa and I would say. Now is the time to become a best possible version of yourself. And now is the time to understand your true and pure potential. So Lisa, welcome. What a fun to have you in this conversation.
I'm so excited. And the joy of talking about potential is you never know quite what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. We never know what's going to happen with potential, but where we would love to start is share the journey into the potential, right? So we, in our coaching academy, we have a specific approach how we invite people to unfold their potential, how we invite people to consider what they're here to do on this planet, and then how to expand this potential to the next level of themselves. So where would you like to start, Lisa?
Maybe we should start with, we can start with the model, or we could start with, let's start with our relationship with potential right now in humanity. Because, you know, for me, what I feel is that so many people right now, especially, we have this breakthrough space with potential because we've always been held back by history, by our historical discourse. Who I am today is, of course, created by everything I've been through, but it's also been created by the way I've made meaning out of everything. So, and I'm having so many conversations with people at the moment who are trying to understand why they're stuck. And what this model does is it lets us let go of that, because energetically what we're doing is saying, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. It's about saying, and what am I opening up to? So, and that's, I think, the big shift that we're being invited to in humanity now is to let go of our stuckness, let go of our isolation, right? That so many of us are in, and say, what do I open up to?
And for me, that nature of potential of becoming and unfolding and understanding and realizing, actually self-actualizing yourself in this lifetime, it's really, really important, right? Specifically right now, right? Because if you look into the journey of the soul through the lifetimes and journey into the coaching, one of the things that we really want to see for ourselves, and then we want to see for the people and humanity and people that we coach, is for them to be able to self-actualize, for them to be able to look back into their life and say, I have realized myself, I've realized my potential. First, I understood what it is, and then I was able to realize it, express it, and then eventually share it with humanity.
Yes, you know, in that sort of spiritual paradigm, the space that the human collective consciousness has been in until very recently, is that space of, what is my potential? What's my life purpose? What am I here to do? And that's, it's weirdly lack, because it's saying, if I don't find the thing, then I'm stuck, you know? Whereas in this field of potentiality and pure evolution, my potential can be whatever I choose. Because we have this unlimited potentiality. We have this opportunity to create anything we wish to create. All we need to do is choose, and then align to it, and keep aligning to it, and keep choosing it, and every day wake up and choose it. So we'll talk through the levels of potential, but our relationship with potential is the most important thing we need to shift, I would say.
Yeah, and as you know, I mean, for me, one of the important things is first to get people to believe and understand they have unlimited or limitless potential. You know, sometimes when we talk to people at the beginning of their personal development or at the beginning of their coaching training, we look into that and people say, can I really be that limitless? Can I really have this unlimited potential inside of me? Is this really true? And I think one of the beginner's moment is to get us all to believe that we do, right? What would you say to that, Lisa?
I would say that we can waste a lot of time trying to believe it, or we can just say, what if it were true? Because belief comes from doing it. Everything, well, what if it were true? What if it were true that the next thing I say could change the world? What if I am enough the way I am, and because I trust that I'm enough this way, the very act of choosing that I'm enough makes me more?
Yeah.
What if the whole thing was so easy, and the universe is laughing at how complicated we're making it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that. That calling, what if it's true? It's simple as that, isn't it? If you choose it at this moment in time, right now, right here, it can become your reality. And we don't need to overcomplicate it.
No, no, it's that Einstein said that any idiot can make it complicated. It takes genius to make it simple. And like, it's so good, right? What if, for me, has got this, it's magical. And what most people say is, what if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I lose my money? What if? And, so it's black magic.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we start saying, what if it worked? What if I did it anyway? What if we failed? We had so much fun doing it, but we didn't care. Yeah. What if in the future we look back and say, oh gosh, do you remember when we thought this was hard?
Yeah. Yeah.
White magic.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for you and I, we have experienced enough people going through the coaching education, understanding and realizing their potential, that we know it's real. And we know this is something that when you engage with this journey into unfolding your potential, actually magical things happen, right? Alongside.
And when you look back on your life,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I did the most magical things in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell this, my granddaughter Millie, she's 5. And I was putting her to bed on a sleepover a while ago, not that long, and she told me, and I said, good night. And she said, good night, Granny. And then she said, do you know what the funniest thing? In a few minutes, I'm going to fall asleep. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm awake now, and then I'm going to be asleep, and I won't know how I did it. And she said, and the funniest thing is, I won't know I did it until I wake up in the morning and realize I'm now awake.
Right. Beautiful. Yeah. Beginner's mind. Beginner's mind.
I don't need to know how to do it. I just need to be open to the possibility that it can happen. And the how to shows up.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the little people teach us so much. I mean, they're so good in reminding us to be spontaneous, but to be curious, to be just lovely, and to be relaxing into that not knowing. Yeah. So in our evolutionary coaching approach, we believe that everybody is born as a creative genius. One of these core coaching principles that we uphold and stand for, and we invite humanity to start, aligning with, is that we all have these wonderful creative geniuses inside of us, and that we have this unlimited potential wanting to express itself through our presence, and that our journey in this lifetime through coaching or outside of the coaching is to really figure out what is that limitless potential inside of you. How can you express it in your life? How can you create your life around that potential? And then how can you share it with everybody else in your community, in the world, and beyond? Right?
Absolutely. And it comes to that dance between masculine and feminine energy, right? I'm not talking male and female, just in case anybody's listening and feels triggered by that, but that beautiful ebb and flow of life. Mm-hmm. So when we're living our potential, it's because we lean back and allow ourselves to daydream and to tap into the extraordinary desires that we have to make a difference in the world. Mm-hmm. And then we marry it with the action of leaning in and taking action. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we take action from that aligned space of what wants to happen, of tuning into what wants to happen through us, it's so much bigger than us. I don't need to know how. The how will happen when I trust that I am in collaboration with the universe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. just me. I'm the one for this, but I'm not the only one.
Yeah. And I'm collaborating, I'm co-creating, I'm playing, I'm being available, right?
Yes.
So in this journey of figuring out your potential, we have different levels of potential. In our model, we have personal potential, we have greater potential, we have profound potential and pure potential. So how can we get our audience and people who are listening into this journey? What would be the easiest way for us, Lisa, to share the entrance into the, let's say, the space of personal potential?
I think it might be useful to just talk to give people the big picture of the 4 levels of potential, and see how they roll into each other.
Yes.
So the first thing I want to say about the levels of potential is just to talk about the word levels, because I think, we use the expression levels of potential, which sort of implies that there's a higher level and a higher level, which is better.
Yes.
But whenever we teach this, we have that beautiful figure of 8, that infinity sign. So as we talk about the levels of potential, I would love people to let go of any feeling that this is a hierarchy, that this is a linear journey, and to recognize that the 4 levels coexist, and it's more about being conscious about where we need to be right now. So let's take them in turns. How about that?
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting that image as you're talking.
Okay.
To find the image so we can we can talk. Just give me a second. You keep on talking until I do this.
Okay. So personal potential is, if you like, the sort of traditional realm of personal development. It's about me knowing what my gifts are, knowing what my strengths are, maximizing those. It's about me being happy and fulfilled, having the things in my life that I want in my life. I would say it's the traditional sort of be, do, have. Being what I want to do, doing what I want to do, having what I want to have. But it's about me.
Yes.
It's about what I want for myself in this lifetime. And living fully expressed, and that's often where personal development stops in a way. So for us, I would say it's the foundation of what we do. And without that, it's very hard to be of service to other people. It's very hard to change the world if you don't have a solid foundation of what you need, what's important to you, owning your own space. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And in that story of personal potential, for me, it's all about you expressing your core skills, your core gifts, your core talents. What are you good at for yourself? So let's say if you are a great mathematician, musician, if you're a fantastic communicator, if you're a good organizer, if you are somebody who is a good caretaker, you will do this because this is what makes your heart sing. This is what makes you happy, no matter what, no matter if you make money, you don't make money, if you express it to others or not, this is something that you would do for yourself. And that's good enough, right?
It's perfect, and it's the space where everything else radiates from, because that's the space where you start to claim the foundations of your own power. Because if you try and help other people and you're not solid in your foundation, if you try and give to other people and you don't have what you need, then we get into this space of sacrificial giving.
Yes.
Because I don't have what you need, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Yes.
And
correct.
That traditional sort of over mothering, or the martyr who says, I don't have it, but here it is, I will go without. And it's unsustainable. And we want to make a huge difference in the world, but we don't have the skills. that's unsustainable. So it's self, it's for self, but it's the foundation of the rest. And then once we have that, we can start to look at greater potential, which I found myself recently describing this as the difference that I can make for other people within the limitations of my own resources. So, you know, it means that it's for the people that I can touch myself. So my community, my team, but it's being of service up to the point at which I can't be of service anymore because I'm limited by myself.
Yes. And also, you know, that I love what you said, you know, the impact to the community, to people around you. So you're basically sharing your potential to the level that it doesn't cost you personally a lot, but you still are able to contribute to everybody around you, and through your sharing to create some kind of impact, to affect them, to touch their hearts, as a result of you being 100% authentic to your potential and sharing it with others.
Exactly. And it's beautiful. It's that power of caregiving, of service. And then it's limited because you have limited resources. You know, you have so much time, so much energy, so much money, so much to give. So when we start to make a bigger impact than that, we come to this level of profound potential. So for me, profound potential is, yes, it's probably global or it's national, but energetically, the shift is this is bigger than you. You're the center of the potential, but the world is changing because of you. So maybe you started off and you wrote for yourself, you journaled for yourself, and then you started to write for other people and you're in this greater potential. Now people are translating your books, or people are looking at what you're doing and saying, how do you do that? I want to do that. So this is where we step into the energy of creating a movement. And it could be it could be business, it could be contribution, it doesn't matter, but the energy is a movement. It's bigger than you. You've started it and it's moving out.
Yes.
And it's no longer limited by you. It's no longer limited, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the people, the circumstances, the partnerships, the markets, the vehicles of how you want to share and express that movement that is beyond you, in collaboration, in co-creation with others, just show up. They just show up, and you really know, wow, look at that, look at this, look, this popped up and this popped up. So that's an indication or sign back from life to you that you're operating with that level of potential.
Totally. And you can continue to work on yourself, on your personal potential. You can continue to impact the people around you. So as you sort of expand with this energy, you don't lose the other levels. You bring them with you. And then everyone's benefiting. And then we come to this space of pure potential where we just pop. And now there's nothing left to do, because humanity is shifted forever in that moment. So this is really that space where it's only generating energy. There's literally nothing to be done, because nobody can imagine a world where this wasn't true.
Yeah, and I think that for the pure potential as well is that you become this force of evolution. For me, you become somebody that, as result of you doing what you're doing, as a result of you being who you're being, and as a result of you sharing yourself, the entire world and the entire universe is evolving forever, just because you are sharing yourself on that level, right? And for me, go ahead.
No, go.
And for me, this is where the great inventions happen. This is where, we create something for humanity that we look back into our life throughout the history and say, at that moment in time, somebody decided or managed to share themselves on that level of potential. As a result of that, the whole humanity shifted to the completely different levels of themselves forever, right?
Forever. There's no going back. And so there's an example of this that I found that it really helps people to get it, which I'm loving right now because it's very topical. So if I decide that I just hate plastic, that single-use plastic bothers me, but I don't know how to live a life without single-use plastic. So I start with a jug of water by me, glass of water. I learn what it takes. I learn how to get rid of plastic from my life. And then I've lived my personal potential with that. And then I look around me and I think, but I really don't like the fact that some of the suppliers that I buy from, they have plastic. So I start to educate them. And I tell people, this is how I did it. This is how I got rid of plastic from my life. So then I'm in greater potential. And the people that I can affect, I can help them change. But then at some point, maybe somebody hears about what I'm doing and they want to interview me in the press. Or one of my suppliers says to one of his suppliers, you'll never guess what I learned from this woman. It's incredible. And then this whole way that I have helped to get rid of plastic from my life becomes a movement. And of course, I'm not the only person doing this work. But then the way that I'm doing it is spreading like wildfire, and it's a whole movement around the world. And then we're in profound potential. And then we get to this stage where my granddaughter maybe is grown up, or maybe it's her daughter, and she says, Great Granny, I heard the weirdest thing. I heard that when you were a young woman, people used to use plastic just once. And then sometimes they even just throw it in the sea. Can you surely tell me that's not true? Because humanity has popped into pure potential where why would you ever use plastic once? That's insane.
Yeah.
And that for me is just, I don't know, it's like this sort of gorgeous journey through potential to, and then plastic's gone and there's all this space because we're in pure potential.
Yeah. And it's simple as that. It sounds, big, and sometimes we talk about journey of potential from personal to pure. It can be, wow, this is so big, and those issues like eradicating plastic from our life, it's close to impossible. But when you engage, and this is your calling, this is something you're called to do and to be for yourself, for your community, for the planet and beyond, it happens as a result of you engaging and living that potential through your passion, because it really simply makes you happy. It makes you joyful. It makes you worth getting out of the bed and doing it again and again and again until it's done, because it's yours to do. So it's very important for people to find that what is yours to do, what is your true calling.
Yes, absolutely. And I love what you said, that the mistake that we often make, and I think we do this in coaching a lot, is we assume that this is a linear journey. So when somebody comes to coaching, they might be in personal potential right now. That might be their sweet spot. They might need to be able to pay the bills or get fit or do what it takes for them to really expand in their personal potential. And that's their sweet spot. If you say to that person who can't pay the bills, and how could you change the world? I don't care about the world, I care about my whatever.
Yes, my survival.
Yeah. But if somebody comes to you and they're in this place of hurting because plastic is ruining the oceans, that person is yearning to pop into profound or pure potential. And if we coach them as a small human, then we miss the fact that their sweet spot right now is opening up, changing, creating, and if we limit them by our sense of what's possible, and we say, well, how? Before they choose what is, then the coaches, so much coaching gets in the way of potential, I would say.
Yeah. And yeah, that whole space of holding, people in realizing that potential is much bigger than they can see themselves to be, and tuning and sensing into that potential and calling that potential to come forward in a coaching conversation. It's extremely important skill. And this is something that is really special for this evolutionary coaching, process, because we attune into and we really look into and we call forward people to step to own their potential and to figure it out, because sometimes people don't even know what is theirs, they never learn, or they never, spend enough time exploring themselves, correct?
Correct. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So, there's, and what's so beautiful is this actually aligns really nicely with those updated ICF core coaching competencies. We're not talking about a type of coaching that doesn't align. We're talking about a type of coaching that brings greater power, I believe, to those. So in the updated ethics, for instance, there is a section that talks about the coach understands the difference between avoiding bad and doing good.
I love that.
Isn't that magical? I love that.
Yeah.
That it's now considered ethical, more ethical by that governing body for coaching globally, to focus on doing good rather than avoiding bad. For me, that gives me shivers that we're upgrading into that space. And there's so much in those competencies now about understanding the coach's context, their ecosystems. And it's easy to think about constellations in terms of family or team. But what we're talking about is the coach's ultimate ecosystem, which is humanity and the planet.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That is our ecosystem, isn't it?
Yeah. And we're connected to ourselves, to others, to our culture, to our country, to humanity, to the planet. So if we try and go from me who doesn't know how to connect to myself to who are you going to be when you change the world? I don't know. The work is, who am I? And from knowing who I am, the resonance can ripple out, get bigger and expand.
Yeah. For me, one of the things that I wanted to share as well is that at the beginning of my coaching career, I was invited to coach the people through the retirement. So there were people who were in organizations preparing for their retirement, and this wonderful coach had this whole process of getting people to transition into the retirement from their paid jobs. And usually there were people in their 60s, 70s, some people very early 50s. And I was a young coach at that time, just learning how to coach and how to, I was really honored, wow, but this coaching program and this person who was running this, he told me, you don't need to know anything else. You just need to know how to coach people to the transition from one cycle in their life to another cycle of their life. And I said, of course I know how to do this. That's easy. But what I began witnessing throughout this coaching conversation is this deeper regret when people were looking back into their life and looking back to their career, what they've accomplished. And some of the people really accomplished a lot professionally. they build up the organizations, they build up the companies, they've launched the startups, they've done remarkable things from my perspective. But at the same time, there was this sadness in some of the people. There is this, like they've haven't done what they really were here to do. And for me, I really began, asking them questions, why am I feeling this sadness in your voice when you talk about your accomplishments, and now you're preparing to move on to the next phase of your life? What is this about? And then people will tell you, I really didn't realize my potential. I didn't do what my soul knew I was supposed to do in this lifetime. I've compromised, for good, for the sake of my family, for the sake of my organization, for the sake of making good living, for the sake of making money. I've complied, I've fitted into the system in the best way I knew. And I was successful, yes. But if you really ask me, did I realize what am I good at? I would say no. I'm not saying all of them said this, but I would say a lot of people said that. And that really triggered me out to really begin exploring in the coaching process the importance of really getting people to connect to that precious part of themselves, which is their soul, to really get that soul in relationship to that potential that you came here to realize, and to be rigorous into self-actualization, because you really want to live your life in a way that you look back and you would say, look at me and look what I've realized. Look how I took this pearl of my potential and I keep on unfolding it. It became this and became that and became that and became that. Look what I've done. I never even imagined that life would take me to this amazing journey, and I've done it. Instead of, I've compromised, kind of lived my life, but I'm not that joyful any longer. So for me, that became something that I feel it's so important for us to share when we learn how to coach and we coach other people, that realization of yourself, self-actualization, you being able to stand up in front of that mirror and share, look what I've done, it's super important, right?
It's so important. And also, when you are talking, what I'm just realizing is that what we're in danger of setting up right now is a pendulum swing, where, and I coach so many change makers, and they're so determined to give of themselves, so determined, like there's urgency, there's children dying, there's millions of people displaced from their homes. We're running out of water on some of the planet. There's all this urgency to make change. And people are overgiving and burning themselves out. They're stepping into that warrioress or warrior spirit where let's just do this. And I really believe that part of this particular model that is so important is that it holds all of those levels, because we're going to have a lot of people in the future who get to the end of their lives and say, I did it, I saved it, I did what I could, and I was so lonely and I didn't make space for a relationship. I didn't make space I didn't allow myself this. And I think that the beauty of this approach to coaching is that you get to the end of your life and you say, yes, I lived my potential, but also you say, oh my word, that was amazing. What a ride. I had fun, I had relationships, I looked after myself, and I changed the world. I did what I came to do, and I did it really well. And that way of change making inspires other people, because otherwise people look at you and they think, he's changing the world, but he's lost his wife, he's gained 600,000 pounds, he's whatever. I don't think I'll do that. But if we look at change makers and we say, oh my God, look, she's changing the world, she's got a fabulous relationship, she's happy, she's healthy, I think I'll play that game.
Yeah.
That's what this model does.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the beauty of balance and being able to do all of that while being in a balance with yourself. Exactly. And I'm so happy you brought this forward, because that playfulness and lightness and ability to really be in that whole transformational field of change making in a balanced way, it's super important right now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't want people to lose their lives while changing the world. What is the purpose of that?
Yeah. No. And it doesn't start a movement. It's very, I almost want to say arrogant. It's strange. I don't know what the right word is. Let me describe it and see what the word is. So if I sacrifice myself for the cause, then that's not creating a movement. That's saying that only I can do this, that I can't trust the rest of the world. I don't trust the universe to co-create with me. I will do this, and even if I die, I will do it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's old stuff.
Yeah.
That's the martyrs. This in the oldest sense of the word. What we're talking about is living a vibrant, gorgeous life and changing the world whilst we do it.
Yes. Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah. And I love that, living the vibrant, the gorgeous life. I love this gorgeous and having fun while we do it, and really contributing with our lightness, with our energy, not to expense of ourselves, but also by rejuvenating our energy as a result of us giving contribution. And I could see that once when I'm in alignment and I'm really kind of aligned to expressing my potential at a given moment in time, I'm not doing it at the expense of myself. I'm actually creating more energy for myself and for the others. Yeah.
Yeah. And even just when you're talking about it, like, your eyes light up more, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy to get. And I love to use the word alignment. And that's what this is. It's about aligning yourself.
Yes.
And you could call it clearing your chakras.
Yes.
You could call it whatever you want to call it, from hardcore science to spirituality. The reality is, when you are centered in who you are, when you are claiming the gifts that you have, working with your strengths, having fun, trusting yourself, you see opportunities. And when opportunities come up, you embrace them because you're ready. And you look to the rest of the world lucky. It's all very well for Zoran to say that, but he's so lucky. Yeah. And we used to say, like, the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's the Wall Street thing, right?
Yes.
I found the harder I work, the luckier I get. No. The more aligned we get, the luckier we get.
Yes. So one of the wonderful things that happens once when you begin practicing this infinity coaching model, that is a core of our coaching education, evolutionary coaching education, you become much more aligned. You figure out, who you are. You understand yourself on a deeper level. You really understand what makes your heart sing. And this is a language that I really want to kind of implant in consciousness right now for people who are listening. What really makes your heart sing? What creates joy inside of you? And then once when you get it, then you can begin sharing this, creating your life around this on an individual level, on the level of the personal potential. Remember, this is for yourself, that you give to you. And then on the level of the greater potential, this is you giving to your community, to people around you, unconditionally. Then on the level of profound potential, suddenly you are giving to the world and humanity. And on the level of the pure potential, when you are actually evolving our humanity as a result of you sharing yourself. And for me, anybody can be on that level. Anybody can do it. We're all creative geniuses. This is all what humanity really is all about. And through this powerful coaching process, you can then learn how to unfold yourself, how to self-actualize yourself to the level where you choose to be. As you beautifully said at the beginning of this conversation, it's a choice, right? Not one thing is better than the other. It's just a choice. Where do I want to play?
Yes. And, not everyone is ready to play in life. For some people, life is a struggle right now. And that's where that sort of common core theme of coaching about being non-judgmental comes in. Because, and that's why, why we teach coaching in the way we do, right? We help people understand the foundations of coaching, because that's how you coach the foundation of a human being. To help them to clarify who they are, what they want, to understand what's in the way, what are the limiting beliefs they're telling themselves right now that hold them back from their potential. So, as I said at the beginning, your coachee, every human being, shows up as a result of everything that's happened so far and how they make sense of that. So in coaching, we need to be able to do that really rigorous self-discovery piece of what's holding you back, what stories are you telling yourself, which narratives are you living by. And then once we free somebody up, then we start to help them to step into a future creation. That we free people up to be able to imagine an unlimited future.
So as we said at the beginning of the call, now is the time to evolve. We're coming towards the end of our sharing with you today, and now is the time to become a best possible version of yourself. Now is the time for you to be that potential that you want to become in this reality. And now is the time for you to sign for our Evolutionary Coaching Foundation program, right?
Of course, what better time than now?
So we would love to invite you to that. We wanted to give you just a little kind of taster today with what is the essence of evolutionary coaching program, which is this infinity coaching model, and also to invite you to come to our coaching schools to learn about yourself, to learn about your potential, and to learn how to coach. So what would you say to the people who are interested, Lisa? Why should they come and join us in this learning adventure?
I mean, I'm so biased. I think, the true questions are why coaching and why us? Why coaching right now is that the world is opening up to a new possibility. This is such a turning point in humanity that helping people to let go of what's held us back so far and step into a new vibrant reality is absolutely key. So now is the time for coaching. Why do it with us? Because we have that rigor of really excellent coaching with the possibility, with the potential, with the big picture, with the real sense of the human collective consciousness is doing this together. And when you put those two together, then you have true evolutionary magic.
Yeah. I would also say that coaching is becoming a life skill. Sometimes people come to train as a coach because they want to become professional coaches. They want to learn how to become a skillful practitioners. And I think one of the wonderful things in our program is that, especially you, Lisa, you're so rigorous in getting people to really know how to coach and to know the craft. Because it is a craft. It's like, you go to make shoes, you need to know how to make shoes. You need to have a craftsmanship in shoe making. Otherwise, if you don't know how to make shoes, they're going to be forever uncomfortable and nobody will buy them any longer. So, one of the good things that we really offer is this craftsmanship of coaching, that you really learn how to coach well. And the other thing is that you can embrace coaching to become part of your lifestyle. And so many times we heard from people who came to these coaching courses, as a result of you teaching us how to coach, I became a better husband, I became a better wife, I became a better lover, I became a better daughter, I became a better boss. So all those core coaching skills and competencies are equally transferable into your life, and as a result of you integrating them, sharing them, living them, you will simply become a better human being. So I think that's another journey of really seeing how coaching becomes a life skill and lifestyle. And also, if you really want to learn how to be a good, skillful coach, we're the right coaching school for you. So thank you for listening, and thank you for considering us as well. Lisa, a few things from you to wrap up this live broadcast today.
Yeah, so I think just let's capture the word becoming, because becoming is central to mastering coaching. It's definitely central to what we teach, that who you become on the journey to living your potential is the most exquisite gift. And sometimes you get to this place of what you thought was going to be success, and it's not what you thought it was, it's something else. But you became that person. And once you become that person, you can create any other success you want. And just by becoming, you inspire other people, you touch other people. And that's the true ultimate movement, right? That we all become our very best self, and everyone else is inspired. We won't need to do very much more than that.
No, and you're enough. You're enough. Just become that. And now is the time for this. If ever, now is the time. And you know why? We don't even need to talk about it. So thank you so much for coming, for tuning in, for listening to the replay of this. If you want to learn more about our foundational and advanced and master classes, please go to tnmcoaching.com, and you can scroll down and find our advanced evolutionary coach training program, our foundational coach training program, and our master coach training program. Lisa and myself, we look forward to seeing you in our classes in the future. We hope this was beneficial and valuable, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm going to play a little video for the people who came a little bit later, just for you to see what is coming up if you choose to partner with us in journey of becoming a coach. Thank you, Lisa.
Bye.
Welcome to TNM Coaching Academy. As coaches, we hold in our collective hands the power to evolve and create a different world. A world of expanded consciousness where we recognize that we are all interconnected as one. When we coach, we see people not as small human beings with problems to solve. We relate to them as mega human beings with contributions to make. Our approach is the evolutionary approach, which assumes the total and complete integration of mind, heart, spirit, and soul into a new and expanded wholeness of self. This takes us beyond self to discover the true power of coaching, living, working, and playing to become the best that we can be. The evolutionary approach is built on the premise that we co-create our own reality. All of life's experiences are for learning and growth. Every single human being is unique in their essence. Every person is a potential genius. Every coach is doing the work for themselves and for humanity. Through our coach training and coaching community, you will learn to coach our lively, vibrant minds, stir the hearts of others, fully capture our spirits and express them out into the world, stir the soul and facilitate connection, and discover how remarkable we human beings truly are. We can live our pure potential, inspired mission, and profound vision, and we can coach others to do the same. We offer 3 core coach training programs. This program features beginner and intermediate modules covering the core coaching competencies at the ICF's Associate Certified Coach levels. This program is designed to give you confidence and competence in core coaching skills, as well as the level of personal development that is necessary for sustainable success in coaching. This program features advanced modules for further development at the ICF's professional certified coach level. It is designed to strengthen core coaching skills and introduce advanced coaching skills for further development and advancement. This training and mentoring experience is designed to increase your confidence in ICF competencies and to add new advanced coaching competencies. This program features master coaching modules for further development at the ICF's Master Certified Coach level. It is open to devoted professionals who are committed to their personal growth and to becoming a masterful coach. It introduces new skills and competencies that meet the requirements of the ICF's Master Certified Coach accreditation. Building on the knowledge gained from any foundational and advanced coach training programs, the aim is to deepen and strengthen your coaching experience and take it to the next level of mastery. All our evolutionary coaching programs become part of your coach-specific education or continuous coach training education. They will earn you credits that you can put towards ICF certification or re-credentialing. Through an advanced curriculum that is designed to transform humanity and that is delivered in digital, virtual, or face-to-face training, you will nurture and accelerate your own personal growth to become an integral part of a community of world-class coaches' evolving world. We invite you to join this magnificent community committed to breaking the boundaries of learning and sharing with one another our unique gifts and abilities that enable us to co-create a whole new world.